We're theme park families.
Theme park families.
We're theme park families.
Won't you join us now?
We're theme park families.
Thanks for joining us, we aim to please.
If roller coasters got you weak in the knees,
We're theme park families.
if you wanna find the best dessert or
Take a potty break with privacy,
find a coaster that is tame for little ones,
or one to make you scream.
we're theme park families.
Everybody's at a bad baby.
Rescuing you all from life's luxuries.
We're theme park families.
We're theme park families.
Press the space bar. Yeah.
Yay!
Hey, bud. What do Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, Game of Thrones, Thanos, and Rob Alvey have in common?
They are all people. I mean, no. They all are living.
Thanos? He's alive?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, they were all once living.
Thanos was once living. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. We haven't seen Endgame yet, so we haven't heard any spoilers, thankfully. And they're all famous, right?
Yes.
People or figures or shows that people know. Well, Michael Jordan was once a kid named Mike who wasn't that great at basketball. Billy Gates was a dorky kid in glasses. And Game of Thrones was thought by some to be a game show where people sit in big chairs. Thanos, who's existed for years, sounded like some rare Greek god. And Rob Alvey was some guy who rides roller coasters. Fast forward in time, and Jordan's Jumpman logo is one of the most iconic symbols in all of capitalism. Game of Thrones is one of the biggest shows of this millennium, spoiled by more people on the internet than any other. Thanos is the villain of what is now one of the highest grossing movies of all time. And Rob Alvey is some guy who rides roller coasters. For us, bud, this could be the episode that takes us from an obscurely known theme park podcast to a barely known theme park podcast, going from downloads in the low teens to downloads in the high teens. Sounds good, right?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, you ask why that is. Well, on this episode, we have an exclusive that a podcast of our caliber rarely gets. Theme Park Families has received a rare look into the exciting new world that is Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. And we are so thrilled to be given this opportunity.
I'm Andrew. I'm Alex.
And I'm Adam.
And thanks for joining us on this special episode. We will also discuss our trip to Carowinds this year to hang out with a lot of our old friends as well as new buddies from Coaster Crew, as we are now members.
Woo!
Yeah. We rode the new Copperhead Strike, so we're excited to give you our thoughts on that as well. We'll get to that exclusive a little bit later. But before we do, I'm going to hit you up with some news.
If not riding coasters will give you the blues, it's Andrew's news.
News out of Hershey Park, where Hershey has filed for a new trademark to use the name Candy Manoon.
Candy what?
Candy Manoon?
Candy Manoon? It sounded out slowly. Candy Manoon.
Candy Man Ayum.
How about Candymonium?
Candymonium. Same thing.
I think that really says a lot about the name right there.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Candymonium for a new amusement park ride. That seems to be going to a ride that is possibly a roller coaster. Logically, the B&M Hyper that will be added in 2020. We know the new Chocolate Town area will house the world's sweetest fountain, but looks like the park will also trademark the phrase the world's sweetest coaster as well.
So how do you feel about that name of that coaster?
I feel like a lot of people will mess that name up.
Yes,
like I did.
Well, you're an excellent reader. And so if you're having trouble with that, do you like Alex Candymonium for a roller coaster name?
Yes. I don't
Yes.
like it because it sounds too much like pandemonium.
Oh, that's a great point.
Sounds like maybe like a cafe or something.
A cafe. Exactly. Some place where you
Yeah, where like
get
a
candy.
shop.
Right. You don't think of a roller coaster with Candemonium.
I don't think that's going to be the 2020 coaster.
You think that's like a fake? It could be.
I think it could be something else in that chocolate town.
Interesting thought that it might be like a different ride. Maybe like a flat ride in that section.
Yeah, or it could be like a shop, like Alex said.
Yeah, I could see that making sense. Like a shop or possibly even a flat ride. Like something that spins in circles.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because like Pandemonium means craziness. That's an odd name for a roller coaster, but work is progressing as the new entrance is being built, and all of that construction is going to go on all year long throughout the winter. So we're excited to see what 2020 brings for Hershey. Candemonium, apparently.
On Tuesday, Kennywood received their trains for steel curtain with their now iconic football helmet look at the front of the train with yellow stripes and numbers on the front and the seats looking like footballs. Trains appear to be on the track, but the drop still needs to be completed before testing can start.
Okay, so let's see. What is the date today, guys? May 17th. So May 17th, we have free RT that I think we'll be going to joining in the loop at the end of June. So we have a little over a month and a half almost to get that done, to get all the testing done. The clock is ticking. What do you think off the top of your head right now? Do you think we'll be riding this coaster, Steel Curtain, for free RT at the end of June?
I don't think so, because if they still haven't completed the coaster yet, then that's not a good sign, because since we have a month and a half, they still have to do the first drop, and that might take a while. Then they'll test for kind of a long time, and they'll have to like maybe adjust some things and sensors, stuff like that. And that'll take them over a month or two.
It's true, right. That will take a long time. So that's the concern. I don't know about the ride system, the circuitry, the electronics, if all that is completely done. So that's part of the issue as well, because it would be nice to ride it. Now, if it doesn't wind up opening, we still get Phantom's Revenge. And do you like Phantom's Revenge?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah. So It would be nice to have free RT on either. We've only done Phantom's Revenge twice. Both times
we haven't really, because we do a lot of other stuff when we go. We don't just do Phantom's Revenge over and over.
So I'm fine with that. It won't be a disappointment at all. It'll be more about hanging out and meeting new people and chilling with our friends. So if it doesn't open, no big deal. We'll get back there to ride it at some point. But still, fingers crossed, it would be nice. It's like the curse of meetups and new coasters not opening. With what other coasters has that happened to with us?
Exterminator.
Well, new coasters. Exterminator? I'm talking about brand new ones. Yeah, we haven't done Exterminator yet. That's been down both times we've gone. But brand new coasters and meetups. Lightning Rod.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's not looking good in California for their West Coast racers and that opening up for their event for Coaster Radios. But hopefully, Steel Curtain finishes up on time and we get to ride it.
Kings Island has filed official blueprints for their 2020 project, codenamed Project X. Kings Island co-founder Dennis Spiegel, who now heads a consultant group called International Theme Park Services, after looking at the blueprints, concluded that it's a giga coaster based on the foundation footings and steel requirements mentioned. He echoed rumors that it could be 355 feet tall, even though many enthusiasts are worried that the plot of the land has now been cleared, seems too small to be a record-breaking giga that sprawls out over a large area like they were enticed with the Beast Unleashed video that came out months ago. The names Orion and Polaris have been trademarked by Cedar Fair recently as well.
So much here has been going on with discussions about this giga coaster and if it really is. Now, good to hear an industry expert stating he knows that it's going to be a giga. Is this a coaster you're looking forward to?
It depends what it's going to be like. If it's just going to be like an out and back coaster, kind of like Diamondback, I won't like it that much because those aren't really my style. But if it's like Fury, I'll like it a lot. But It just depends what it's like.
Well, that's what people are nervous about, that this plot of land that's cleared right now is a lot smaller than the Fury plot of land, that it won't be something that's really sprawled out and has a lot of different elements to it, that it could be something a lot more compact, where at 350 feet, if that's the case, it's hard to see it being a very compact layout. So it's interesting, all the speculation online, and I'm glad you guys are shielded from a lot of the online discussions about this stuff, because it would drive you mad. In one of the Facebook groups, there was one guy who posted, we should all boycott Kings Island for next year based on what he thinks the new coaster was going to be. There was this computer-generated image of what he thinks is going in there based on the plot of land, and it's a very tight layout. And based on that, he said everyone should be boycotting Kings Island, as if we have any clue what this coaster still is going to be.
How would we get mad?
Well, this guy's stating that if it's really a compact layout that's not spread out, that it's not something that's better than Fury and bigger and Fury-like but toppling Fury, that it's going to be an incredible disappointment. So already he was calling for a boycott of Kings Island, even though we have no clue. There could be more land clearing, who knows? So I think that's hilarious, and one of the reasons I try not to be online too much in these forums. To boycott a park for something that hasn't even been confirmed seems a bit silly to me. So I'm guessing whatever they're putting in there is still going to be a great ride. Hoping it's not, as some people speculate, a wing coaster or a dive coaster. I think there are enough of those, right, dude?
A 350-foot dive coaster.
Right? How crazy would that be? At 250 feet, Yukon Striker feels like a pretty big drop, but that would be pretty insane, especially with a tunnel or something like that. But still, I think the forces of a Giga coaster that's non-dive, and certainly a non-dive coaster can do so much more in terms of its movements, because the trains are a lot more maneuverable. So in that way, let's just hope for regular Giga, but I'm not boycotting anyone anytime soon, especially not knowing what is actually coming. Now, those names, which are star-based, Orion and Polaris, I think those are pretty cool names. I'm a little surprised that there's not something more specifically mentioning beasts, but apparently one of those, so I've heard, is a hunter of beasts. So, who knows? Potentially exciting. But I'm going to wait till they announce what's actually coming until passing further judgment. But it is just exciting knowing something's coming there. And whatever it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a great ride. So for spring break this year, we continue our tradition that we started last year of heading to Hilton Head, where our in-laws, your grandma and granddad, live in the winter. They must really like us, since this time Mama didn't go with us, so it was just the boys and me. So on the way down, we stopped at Carowinds like we did last year when Andrew rode Fury for the first time. We met Tim from the Coaster Crew briefly at Hollywood Nights last year and chatted a little bit, and he invited us to be members of the Coaster Crew. So we were really psyched to hang out with this great bunch at a terrific park. Right, would you say Carowinds is one of our favorites? At the top of our list, dude?
Yes.
So we drove down from New York at night on that Friday down 81 as far south as we could go, and we got a little bit south of Blacksburg where Virginia Tech is, so we could get to the park early on Saturday. As Drew the intern mentioned on In the Loop, it was absolutely pouring when we got to the park that morning, so we stayed in the car for a while until it let up enough just to be able to get in without getting soaked. We met the Coaster Crew peeps in the arcade outside of Copperhead Strike, where we had to hang out there for an hour before it stopped absolutely pouring. But in some ways, it worked out well, because it was almost like a mini warm-up for Hollywood Nights, since a lot of our buddies were there as members of the Coaster Crew. Who were some of our buddies that were there?
So there was Tim from the Civil Gore podcast.
Mm-hmm.
There was Dan, the t-shirt guy.
Yep.
And Aunt Sue.
Yep.
And Adam Beard.
Yes.
Was that it?
And then, well, we had the other half of the notorious Wilson brothers as well.
Oh, yeah?
So we had Kevin, who was there. Yep. And the Cosson family were there as well. So a bunch of friends that we knew. And so it was great just to catch up with people as we were all standing underneath the roof of the locker room system at Copperhead Strike. We lost ERT due to the weather for the event, but the park was pretty quiet, so it wasn't all that important to get that ERT in the morning. So first of all, Alex, what did you think of the Copperhead Strike area?
I think it looked really cool.
Andrew, what did you like about the whole area and how it was done?
They redid it completely, so it looks like old back then, and there's completely new wood that smells nice, and It looks a lot better than it did back then with their theme that didn't really have to do with anything.
Well, that whole area, it's amazing the transformation that happens, considering it used to be that old Shoot the Chutes ride and part of the water park, and then into the gaming area there as well with the carnival type games, and now it's revitalized that area and it looks so terrific. The area looks great. It's really nice that they have those rocking chairs. You remember the big rocking chairs they had?
Yeah, those are comfy.
They really are. And what was that right in front of? You remember?
The fireplace?
Yeah, right? How cool. Although I don't know in the middle of the summer in Charlotte when it's 98 degrees how much fire you'd need, but you could certainly see for the wintertime events that could come in really handy, as well as possibly some of the Carowinds events.
There's probably going to be a line for that.
For Copperhead Strike?
No, for the chairs.
A line for the chairs. That would be pretty crazy. It's true. There aren't like a ton of chairs compared to what that interest could be. So that fireplace looks great. The station really looks nice as well. And after waiting for 45 minutes, they actually tested a couple of trains out and opened up the line even though it was still raining. Now the interesting thing is the length of the queue to get to the actual coaster. What do you remember?
Wrong. I doubt the ride is actually ever going to get that long of a line. Like, it is half a mile long.
It really feels like it. It's incredibly long and it snakes all over the place. And then when you get closer to the station, you have the cutbacks that go back and forth in a couple different places. So it really is a long walk to get back there. And what do you remember about some of that theming in the queue for Copperhead Strike? What are some of the things that you remember that you saw?
Oh, there were a bunch of like stay out signs. I've warned you. Oh, wow. There's a snake here. There's just a ton of those type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And one, it was like the train is leaving in like 2 hours, and one was like the train's leaving in 1 hour.
Okay, and it kept going down?
Yeah. And the line seemed a little bit longer than the bat next to the Banshee.
The walk at Kings Island, which is a hike, to say the least. Back to the bat. Exactly. There's a one spot as well that there's almost like a hut, right? Isn't there like a small house midway through?
Yeah, there's a small hut. And I thought there would be a jump scare there.
Yeah, you talked about like possibly for Halloween, maybe at Carowinds, that they might do some type of scare there, although...
Yeah, and there's like a... Right near there, it's actually... There's kind of a jump scare. There's like a dog house.
Yeah.
And there's no dog in it. There's just like a sound of barking, and it's kind of scary if I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat that they put that much effort into it. Lots of different signs, and just to make it a little bit more interesting. Well, that first time we did it, what were the weather conditions?
It was rainy a little bit, but it wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't pouring, but it was raining enough. And even though it's not a super fast coaster, it was still raining enough to kind of have to shield your face a little bit. And in that way, I reserve judgment of it because anytime you're in the rain, it's not anywhere near as fun.
And if you look at the coaster, from the water park area that wraps around it, you can see these 3 scarecrows, but there's this whole space.
Oh, on the back side there was some scarecrows as part of the theming, and part of that tour, and we'll talk about that later, but I think they said they're actually going to plant corn. Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah, they're going to plant... They said they're going to plant corn and some other stuff.
Okay, so they're actually going to have a real actual garden, which is kind of neat and just adding to that theming a little bit, so that is pretty cool.
Probably like fake crows.
Yeah, you would think so, exactly. Not keeping real crows there. Well, the restraints themselves, I found them incredibly comfortable. Now, you guys, I know some rides bother you, but...
Yeah, there's no problem with these.
But yeah, they're super comfortable. I think they were exactly like Time Traveler's restraints.
Yeah, they were similar.
Very, very comfortable. And so that's always nice to have comfortable restraints. And so leaving the station, you go into the JoJo roll. Now, at this point, you guys haven't done it yet at Dorney Hydra. You haven't experienced a JoJo roll yet. This will be the year that you finally get to experience that. So for you guys, what did you think of Copperhead Strike's version of the JoJo roll?
I like it. It's very interesting. You got lifted out of your seat a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good not to fall out. But I thought that was a fun way to start the ride. I didn't find it uncomfortable in any way. So I think that's fun. And it gets an immediate reaction out of the crowd as well. People who've never been to Dorney, and at Carowinds, there would be a lot of people who haven't been to Dorney. They get to experience that, to feel what that's like. And you hear people laughing and shrieking. It's kind of fun. And the slow speed it's at is really what makes it. It's rare to go through an inversion going that slow. Well, then you get into the shack there as you stop for a little bit, and the aerial did look neat. They had all of this kind of theming that had to do with
moonshine and stuff that goes in a shed.
Exactly. And then on the left-hand side is the little projection show. And did you have any idea what was going on there?
No. Well, so there are two men and then a grandma.
Yes.
The two men started running, but I had no idea what happened.
I think this Copperhead was trying to chase after them.
Either a giant copperhead chasing after them, or maybe the police, considering it's supposed to be moonshine. And I think a car peels out as they drive away. But the problem is with the audio, it was so hard to tell at all what they were saying. Hopefully at some point they're able to... Yeah, exactly. Something like that, right? Come on, boys.
Yeah, he says, come on, boys. That's all we can hear.
And then something like, let's get out of here, maybe, or something like that. But it's just so muffled. So hopefully the audio can be tweaked over time. So the launch itself, what did you think of the quote-unquote first launch?
It was very slow.
So in that way, it didn't scare you at all, right?
Yeah, but this is weird. After the launch, you go into a loop. When I'm at the top of the loop, the lap bar like pushed down more, and I'm like,
yeah, that happens on a lot of roller coasters. Like some coasters at the bottom of the first drop, it'll tighten a lot.
With that one, you get such crazy hang time. It almost feels like the train's gonna stall on that first loop. It's going so slow at the end of that.
It goes so slow.
But that's what makes it fun.
You're gonna get stuck up there at the top. I don't want that to happen.
No, I love that, and I think that's cool because usually you take loops so much faster, like a boomerang. So I thought that was kind of neat. Now, the launch itself, that first one, I almost think of that at like Maverick's first lift hill. It's almost that slow. And so speaking of Maverick, I think it's kind of interesting because a lot of enthusiasts, just looking online, were comparing the ride to Maverick. Is that in any way fair?
Well, I mean, it does look like Maverick since it wraps around it. And it's in a very tight space, but it's not at all like Maverick.
I don't think it's fair to compare it to Maverick. The intention there was never to make it anything like Maverick. It was not supposed to be that intense. This was not about those fast transitions. It was not about fast launches. It was about hang time and interesting inversions. It was never supposed to be anything like Maverick. After that loop, you go into that nice little airtime hill, which gives some really good ejectors, probably the best on the ride itself, into that inline twist, which I always love. Inline twists are so great. Well, then immediately you head into that second launch, and I like this launch a bit better than the first.
you can barely feel it though.
It's true. You don't really accelerate much more than you're going. But I like the fact that it wasn't straight track that you were launching.
We're kind of going up, and you went over a little speed bump.
Yeah, exactly. So it had a little dip to it. And then one of my next favorite parts of the ride, right after that, you go into that top hat where you bank hard to the left.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought that was a great part of the ride there.
But it looks like you're going so slow you're not going to make it over it, but you do.
Again, exactly.
A lot of speed.
And right after that, top hat is that second vertical loop, which has that same slow feel. Then after that, there's actually a lot left, but a lot of it is just turns back and forth. Nowhere near as intense as Maverick, that just kind of meanders. That last third of the ride, I'd say, is a little bit more uneventful, but still fun. And so in that way, it gets criticized a little bit by enthusiasts for not being an intense ride. But should every new coaster and every ride in your park be intense?
No.
Right? You need variety in parks, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have some stuff for little kids. You have to have some stuff for kids that are a little bit bigger, that want to do some more stuff, but not quite big coasters. And then kids that, or people that like big coasters and fast coasters. So you need variety.
And so in that way, it really works very well for the park. It's a completely different experience. It feels very different from Afterburn, Intimidator, and Fury. So I think it's a great addition, and it really fits in well with the park. I don't feel any need to rank it in the park. Oh, that's my third favorite coaster, fourth. It's just a different experience, and I really liked it, and I think it's a great addition for the park. Well, we only wound up actually doing it twice.
Yeah, more than that.
We just did it twice because we did a lot of other coasters way more times, which we'll talk about here in a second. So we'll chat about the rest of that trip in a little bit for the rest of Carowinds. But to break things up a bit, let's head to our other topic. Well, guys, we haven't really chatted about Disney all that much since we haven't been there. But you said you're willing to do what to raise money in the last episode so that we can go to Disney? What were you willing to do?
Sell a kidney?
Yeah, is that still on the table?
No.
Now you're not going to? You want both your kidneys?
No.
Just use your money.
Whoa, my money?
Yep.
All right, that's...
You heard me.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? Do you have money to go to Disney?
Yes.
He does.
Some out of his college fund.
Yeah, does he need college? He's smart enough. I like the idea. Okay, we're taking your college money, Alex. You didn't want to go to college, did you?
I didn't want to go to college.
There we go. Doesn't want to go to college. Sweet. All right, we're going to Disney. Well, what attractions in particular are you really excited about seeing going to Disney?
All of them.
All of them. Any specific Disney things, Alex, that you're looking forward to?
I think Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge. I've heard of that before. Okay, interesting. But you're all of them, even like the bathrooms?
Yes, I want to check out those. I want to see if they smell like Disney magic.
Well, I think Tangled. I think from Drew, I believe, that there's a Tangled bathroom that's supposed to be magical.
Yes, I want to go in there.
I don't know if it means like there's braided hair that flows over each toilet so that you can play with it while taking care of business. I don't know. I don't know what a Tangled bathroom would be like. I just don't know.
You could look at a video. If someone goes...
Yeah, POV.
Ooh, a POV of a bathroom, I think that's illegal. I don't think you can do bathroom POVs. I think...
Come on.
I think you
Be
get...
the first one to do
Bathroom
it.
the ride.
I think you get pepper sprayed if you
Bathroom
film
the
in
Ride.
Bathroom the Ride. Well, you need smell-o-vision for Hershey bathrooms that smell like chocolate. So that would be nice to be able to show in your video the scent of what Hershey bathrooms smell like. Well, we hope to get there fairly soon, as you guys are getting older now and haven't been yet. And Maddie's 4 now, so she should definitely go soon, as she'll be able to appreciate and remember these things now.
I want to do the mini golf courses.
Oh, yeah, you've seen those videos, exactly. And some of them look cool. The one that has the crazy theming on each hole.
Yes.
All of them have like crazy things.
Yeah, I remember one video you showed that mini golf looks really, really cool. Well, we know some people in the industry, and we really lucked out with this opportunity to get some exclusive content for our podcast. I think a lot of Disney podcasts are going to be extremely jealous that we got the chance to air this audio. There are a few instances lately, I don't know if you guys know about this, where people were able to get a small tour of Galaxy's Edge. People like Arthur Levine from About Theme Parks and writer for USA Today, that he went recently, where a few select members of the media received a tour. And more recently than that, Jeff Abrams and Steven Spielberg. Do you know either of those names?
I've heard of Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, he is the director who's done a lot of famous movies like Jaws and E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and you can go on and on and on. So tons of famous movies. And Jeff Abrams is the director of the current Star Wars trilogy, first one of the new trilogy and the third one. So they got a special tour of it as well and took some pictures there. So it might have been one of those 2 days that Our Connection sent us this audio straight from their experiences at Galaxy's Edge, where you'll hear some actual footage from some of the attractions that Disney has created. Really exciting. It just blows my mind we were able to get this. So you guys ready to hear it?
Let's listen.
All right, enjoy the footage and we'll see you on the other side.
I'm so excited for you, sweetie. I know you've been waiting for this day for a long time. That new podcast guy you've been listening to has really made you swoon. What's the guy's name? Steven Snuggles?
Oh, you mean Walter J. Huggers. Yeah, that guy has made Galaxy's Edge sound so good that I would have camped out here for a week to get in. In fact, from the look and smell of it, I think that's exactly what this guy in the tent has been doing. Oh, hi. Good to see you here. Oh, hi there. How did you get in? I thought you had a lifetime ban. Well, I've just continuously been pepper spraying myself in the face since I got here, so they can't punish me or have any idea who I am. In fact, it's probably been too long since I've done it. Ow, my eyes! Oh!
Let's get out of here. Is this the type of coaster boy weirdo you warned me about?
Sadly, yes. Sorry you had to see that. Oh, wow, look, they're opening the gates. Let's go.
Oh, look how cute. They've got 2 robots at the entrance to greet us.
Oh, wow, C-3PO and R2-D2. I loved these guys when I was a kid. They look so realistic.
Oh, he even talks. Oh, what is he saying?
I don't know. Even I'm not that much of a dork to know how to interpret that. Oh, here, I'll help you.
I'll take care of this.
Ow, my eyes, my eyes. Why? Why did you do it?
Oh, thank you, young lady. That miscreant has been hanging out here for far too long, cursing like a maniac and asking inappropriate questions. How may I assist you?
Oh, it was my pleasure. We were just wondering what your little buddy was just saying.
R2 was just stating that you need to place your intergalactic monetary encryptors into his digital port for entry.
Oh, this is cool. I see. We have to play along, like we're actors in a script. Yes, C-3PO. Where do I obtain one of these device thingies?
Relax, Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm only saying that you need to put your credit card in the reader, which is located where R2-D2's mouth would be to obtain entry into Galaxy's Edge.
Okay, that was a little rude. Here you go.
It's okay, sweetie. We knew that this would be an upcharge. Let's go have some fun, Marlon Brando.
Oh, you're joining in? Very nice. Let's go.
Oh, neat. Let's take this tram ride. It will give us a great view of the park so we know where we want to go.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
This place looks amazing. Every detail is so well thought out. Those shops look really great. Oh, wait. Why are we stopping?
It's probably just another stop to pick up some more people.
Weird. Who is that dude wearing that really dated black vest from the 70s and the really hairy guy who looks like he desperately needs a haircut and a shower? Are those some more of those coaster nerds you were talking about?
Seriously? That's Han Solo and Chewbacca. 2 of my favorites. Oh, this is going to be cool.
Got anything from that?
Not a clue. Nope, still not getting it.
What my hairy friend here is saying is that this here is a stick-up. We want your wallets, or at least the contents of your wallets, now.
Oh, I know what this is. This is like at Silver Dollar City where on the train ride, you take a little break in the middle for the engine to reload, and then the actors come out of a shack and pretend to rob you. Oh, yeah, this is going to be great.
Oh, is that what you think, Earthling? Well, let me tell you, Batu isn't some happy Midwest theme park. We don't play around here. This is no joke and we really want your money. Don't make us get ugly with you in front of your little Leia here.
What did he call me?
Don't worry, honey. Nothing bad. Okay, look, I'll play along. Is $5 good?
Is $5 cash all you got?
No, here, take it all.
Chewie, Disney, and I all thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Whoa, language. There are kids here.
That was fun. It's okay, sweetie. We knew this would be an expensive day, so let's just go have a good time.
That's exactly it. This is all part of the immersive experience. Han and Chewie do break the law, so that actually makes sense. Let's go check out this hut over here and see what's inside.
I do sense that travelers from afar you are.
Oh, I think I know that voice. Is that Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster? Turn you into a newt, I should, and you wouldn't get better.
Oh my god, it's Yoda, honey. So good to meet you, Master.
Master of yours? I will not be. with such an ungrateful companion you have.
Oh, I meant no disrespect, small green one. Forever at your humble service I am, or something like that.
Mock me you will. I see the dark side in you, I do.
Oh, no, wise one. On most topics, you are knowledgeable, but my love only has the Force in her, if you know what I mean.
I was right about young Anakin, and I'm right about this one.
Why, I oughta...
Okay, sweetie, let's not get mad. Let's just leave and let the little lizard man calm down.
Enough of your insolence, I have had. To get out alive, give me your car keys, you must.
I'll give you my...
That lightsaber looks real. Just do it, and I'm sure we'll get them back later, dear.
This better be part of the whole experience.
Very pleased Supreme Leader Agar will be. Very expensive Galaxy Edge was. Small bonus Yoda will receive.
That's a joke, right?
Leaving my hut now you are.
Let's go over to the Rise of the Resistance ride. You said that's going to be the greatest dark ride of all time, and that will make you happy.
Okay, a good idea. This better be good.
Good morning, you sweet things. How y'all doing?
Well, aren't you sweet? We've had a few bad experiences so far, so glad to hear a kind voice.
Well, what can I do for you sweet angels this morning?
We're so excited to get on the ride. We've heard so many amazing things about it.
Well, I have some bad news for you sugar dumplings. To ride this ride, you're going to have to come back next year. It hasn't opened yet. You know, before you come to a theme park, you should really do your research.
What? What, not opened? How do you charge full price when your star attraction isn't even open? Inconceivable!
Now, don't you get your little tighty-whities in a bundle, sugar. There's still plenty of fun to be had. You can build your own little lifesaver, make your own robot toy, or fly the Millennium Force.
See, sweetie, plenty of fun things still to do. Let's go.
You know, you're right. First day a new park opens is always a little rough. Let's go have some fun.
Now that's the spirit. Bye, y'all.
Aw, look at that. Who's that sad little bunny rabbit sitting on the sidewalk there?
That's no rabbit, silly. That's Jar Jar Binks. What are you doing down there, buddy?
Misa very sad. Disney don't want to charge you at the park. They said don't give me a job here.
Oh, poor guy. He needs a pick-me-up.
Good idea. I wanted to go to Oga's Cantina to see if it even comes close to the Golden Tiki, the greatest tiki bar in the world located in Las Vegas. Come on, Jar Jar. Let's go get a drink.
We'll take 3 fuzzy tun-tuns and 3 Bespin fizzes, please.
Oh, yeah. Coming right up, sir.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, that really hits the spot.
Ahoo! These are really good. These taste like liquid cotton candy running down my throat. Misa, take 6 more.
Oh, slow down, buddy. I know you've fallen on tough times, but that seems like a bit much.
Misa feel kind of funny. Misa's stomach is dancing like a Frugorian ear wants to come out. Oh no! Watch out!
Lovely, Binks, just lovely. And all over my shoes, too. Let's just get out of here. At least we can check out Smuggler's Run and fly the Millennium Falcon.
Now, hold up 1 minute, sir. Before you go, there's the matter of a certain intergalactic cantina bar tab for you to settle, sir. That'll be $1,350, sir.
You've got to be kidding me. For a few drinks?
A few drinks? I don't think so. Your sloppy friend over there pounded down half of my stock. Plus, there's a cleanup fee to pay for my mop-up droids who've got to clean up this mess. It's gross. So pay up, sir.
Here, just take my card. And Binks, you better run.
Another fine performance, Jar Jar. Here's your cut. I'll put it here in your jar. Jar Jar. Get it? Sir.
Misa thanks you tender. Bye.
I think you just got played. Oh, well, we're still having fun though, right?
Wow, look at the line wrapping around the Millennium Falcon 6 times.
Well, hi, y'all. Welcome to Hagrid's Millennium Falcon's ride for the care of magical creatures and a motorbike, and maybe pirates. I think I've had too many jobs.
No problem. We're looking forward to jumping to light speed in hyperspace.
Oh, well, aren't we a bit jumpy? Now, hold on before you head to the ship, Captain. I just need to check your height to make sure that you can actually ride this thing.
What? You can't be serious. The height requirement for the ride is 38 inches. That's 3'2". I'm 6'2". She's 5'8". I think we'll scrape by.
Oh, I understand. But you know how even the elderly need to get their IDs checked to purchase the devil's juice in the shops now? Well, it's the same here. Everyone gets measured now. Blame the lawyers.
It's okay, sweetie. It's flattering. Like when an older person, like in their late 20s, gets asked for ID.
Hi, lady. I love your ride.
Oh, well, now will you look at her? Just count as a button. Now, you just keep walking, you sweet little thing.
Bye.
She's like 3. You just let her go through?
Well, boy, aren't you heartless, sir. Tried to destroy that poor little girl's dreams. Oh, well, I see the dark side in you, mister. Enjoy your ride, jerk.
7 hours later.
Oh, we made it! Hop in the cockpit, Captain.
This better be good.
Take off. Land.
That's it? What?
That's okay. Let's go get your selfie in front of that ship. That's what the ride is all about anyway, right? Good. Stand there.
Well, hello, my fine intergalactic lady. Do you like my vessel?
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Didn't your cousin tell you? The Falcon is my ship, and you had the pleasure of riding it.
Cousin? That's my wife.
Well, isn't that disturbing? You must be from the southern part of the galaxy.
I'm not her cousin. Let's get out of here.
Hold on. Not so fast, Mr. Speedy. I've come to offer my services. We in Batu are authorized to offer a unique experience at Zoldar's Spa to special fine ladies that we meet. And I'm offering that to you now, young lady.
Yeah, no. I've seen this script before. You take her to the spa, and I get a $1,000 bill to pay. No thanks, Romeo.
That's Lando, cuz. And this is free of charge. Out of the kindness of my heart. And while we're at it, why don't you try refreshing, delicious, bold Colt 45? It works every time.
What? Nobody under 45 will understand that reference. Oh, that's nice. Colt 45 has me turned. Wait, where did they go? Guess I need to find that spa. Hey, little droid, can you tell me where the Zalman Spa is?
You must be messed up, pal. I think you mean Zolder Spa, and that doesn't exist. That just means that Lando kidnapped your +1, sold her to Jabba, has put her in that leather bikini, which is not very comfortable, and is holding her for ransom. Ha 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 ha.
Laughter? Really? That's funny? You people are sick. Take me to Jabba.
Hi, sweetheart. Isn't this fun? Cosplay slavery. They didn't put that in the advertisement.
All right, Pizza the Hut. I've had enough of this. Give me back my woman.
Han, Dikayata Tuga, Waka Chika Krisa, Han Makachise. Asai kunta malja evolotesa. Iga alma notahan. Lotuki. Ota luna talgaga. Ito maljaki nota senogai. Parta chula noga senohan. Oh ho 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 ho.
What the heck did he just say?
Money.
That's a shocker. Here, take my card.
Who's my little hero? You're my little hero. You saved me, my big burly man.
I did, didn't I? Come on, let's get going. I think I've had enough of the Star Wars experience. Thank goodness. There's the gate. Almost there.
Not so fast, puny earthlings. Did you think it would be that easy to escape? I've had my eyes on you since you got here. With your air of royalty about you. That's right. Don't think I don't know. The theme park prince. You think you're so high and mighty. I don't have to wait in lines. I'm special. I'm rich. Bow to me. No, you bow to me. That's right. I am the ruler here. I sense weakness in you. In Batu, you are my...
No! You're mine! I never got the whole evil character monologue thing. What a perfect time to end him. Thanks, honey, for buying the authentic lightsaber.
You're welcome, sweetie. I thought it might come in handy.
Great day. Come back tomorrow?
Sure thing. It really is the most magical place on Earth. Now, let's both find second jobs.
Wow.
Wow, gosh. That
Well,
was so good.
Does that now increase your desire to get to that park?
I don't want them taking your car keys or your credit card or my money.
Yeah. Well, now that we know this stuff, though, I think when we go there, we'll be prepared.
I think we'll go, but not go to Galaxy's Edge.
No, I say we go, but just don't have loose articles, right?
No, let's
We'll
get
be able to
fake car keys and then give them to him.
Oh, like those plastic, like baby car keys. Well, we could, yeah. They're all the primary colors, like red, yellow, green, and we'll throw them to Yoda. Here are our car keys, and they won't.
It was Yoda.
Yeah,
But they'd still have to take our credit card, your credit card.
No. I won't carry my wallet. What are they gonna do?
They're not going to let you in.
Credit card.
No. You prepay. Oh, see, you don't know this. At Disney, there are magic bands. And they're like these watches you put on, and they're all fancy, and everyone in the family has a different color. And so you don't need credit cards. Well, I heard that park was expensive to build, like even over $1 billion. But they seem to be really obsessed with making that back. The Smuggler's Run ride did sound like it had crazy special effects, right?
Mm-hmm. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, yeah, you guys remember it. Yeah, right?
Take off.
Those,
Land.
right, really cool special effects. It sounds absolutely wild. So any of those experiences that you guys are looking forward to, that you heard? Any of the things that we can do from that?
No, I can't really drink beer, so...
Yeah, that's true. Although I thought at Free RT, the keg, you were going to hit that hard.
Maybe. We'll see.
So none of those things you're excited about. But once Rise of the Resistance opens, maybe that's going to be the ride that you guys will like that much more. Well, we feel really privileged to be the ones to get that audio. I guarantee CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox would have paid really good money for that, and we got it for free because we have connections. Hopefully that whets all of your appetites. I know some of you guys have already gotten the reservations, possibly for Disneyland, coming up pretty soon. And then eventually a lot of you I know will get to the Orlando spot as well. And so hopefully we can hear about some of your experiences if you ran into Lando and Yoda and Jabba and all those other characters. So that would be pretty neat to hear. Although I guess the Emperor is done now, so that shouldn't be someone that you have to run into. Well, continuing our Carowinds Coaster Crew weekend, we finally got back to Fury, and we rode it both days a ton of times, including that nighttime ERT, where you guys rode it at least 10 times. Once with the Wilson brothers in the front row, and so you rode it a ton. Now, for you riding it your second time now, did you have a different opinion of the ride this time around?
Not
really. Like, I still liked it a lot. It's great.
And Alex, so that was your first time as you were finally 54 inches.
It was great. I loved it. And we did it so many times. And it was exactly like that one night at Hollywood Nights where I just kept doing Voyage just so many times.
Over and over and over. Yeah, after a while, I probably did 4 in a row right at the beginning of Nighttime ERT, and then I just hung out with Tim in the station as I had enough at that point since we had ridden it so many times during the day. Now, Alex, for you, favorite row on Fury?
I think the back row, because like the front row is actually more intense, it feels like.
So you didn't like as intense?
Yeah, because there's some stuff that it could hurt because like I was wearing a jacket.
The wind is pretty insane in that front row, so that I could absolutely see. But it was great to get on that as many times as we did. Just such a fun ride. And Sundays are always quiet at Carowinds, and so we got a bunch of rides in on that day as well. We had lunch at the picnic pavilion where we had a great time as Tim gave away gifts and got on the microphone. And we had really excellent food there and sat and socialized with a bunch of people there. And it was nice to have that chance just to sit and relax and see everyone and talk to people, talking to new people. We met Matt there, who we know pretty well. So it was good to see him and his friends and meet some new people. And wouldn't you say they're a really friendly group?
Yeah, they're all very nice and they all love their coasters.
They really do. And they're knowledgeable, and it's just great discussions in that way. All positive. You don't hear any whining or complaining, and that's what was terrific. So if you're thinking of joining a coaster group, but you've never done one, this is a great one to join. Coaster crew are so friendly and welcoming to new people. There's no awkward conversations and strange things where people are talking about their salamander collections and in awkward ways, right? You didn't hear anyone talking about that?
No, not that I know.
Or being 7th level dungeon master, none of those kind of things. So in that way, it was a really great group, and I'm glad we were able to do that. Later on, we actually met Drew. We saw him in person, and Mrs. Intern and Baby Hollandblitz. So it was good to meet them for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew was busy. He had to do some filming, but we got to chat for a while, so it was good to meet them in person. And that's a very cute baby, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's adorable. Did you want to pinch his little cheeks?
I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So adorable. You wanted to too, Andrew?
That would be child abuse.
Well,
Pinching cheeks? Yeah.
well, Andrew did that to me when I was a baby.
Exactly, because you were so
I
cute.
didn't.
Alex also got to do Afterburn for the first time. And what did you think of Afterburn?
It was great. I loved it so much.
And it's interesting, both boys love it way more than Banshee. They love the intensity of Afterburn, so they are intensity junkies, including the Six Flags invert at Great Adventure that you both did that you loved, that we'll talk about another time. With what did you both really like?
Batman.
I loved it a lot more
Superman.
Yeah, Superman, and we'll talk about that too. It's great that you love your intense inverted coasters. Well, a great moment happened later on, though. The kind we love talking about with the Cosson family, where Brian's daughter, Dana, took a big step in her coaster career. She had only ridden coasters that were shorter, kind of like Perler, and she really had never tried anything bigger. She was very sweet and made Andrew and Alex. Do you remember what she made for you guys?
Yes, those bracelets.
What colors were they?
Fury colors.
Oh, Fury colors. So that blue and green. And it's the greatest color scheme of any coaster as far as I'm concerned. I love those colors.
Yeah, I like them too.
It looks so sharp. So she made those for you, which I thought was so nice. And so we were giving her pep talks on which coaster we were trying to get her on.
Fury.
Which is probably not the best jump to do, to go from Hurler to Fury. And she was very nervous, and after a while, we all got her up there. We got onto the train, and she got very nervous and very upset. So the ride ops let her off, and it was seeing that lift hill from the station that really did it. So we got off, and we were talking to her and saying, it's okay, no big deal, no problem. So what was our next part of the plan? What did we decide to do?
I-305.
Oh, I-305? We drove to Virginia? Wait a second. We drove 4.5 hours away so she could do I-305 because Fury was so scary that we drove to Virginia. How about I-205 or whatever it is, 235? I don't know, something like that. Just regular I. So we went over there and she decided, okay, I'll do that. That doesn't look anywhere near as bad as Fury. And we got on, and I think we went to the front, right? Yeah, all of us, we went pretty close to the front. And Alex, that was your first time.
And it was my second time ever blacking out.
You blacked out?
Yep. After you go down the hill, you do that turn. Then when I was, when we were in the middle of that hill.
Andrew, what is he?
Turn,
Andrew, what is he talking about?
He's talking about I-305.
Why did he go to Virginia again?
No,
you went to Virginia again.
No, I mean that. The one that goes like meow, meow, meow.
Oh, the one that goes meow, meow.
And then burrow, and then burrow, and yeah, no, you're talking about
I-305. You're back to Virginia.
No.
Went on to Intimidator, and how did Dana feel about it?
She loved it.
She really loved it, right?
No,
she had this giant smile on her face afterwards. She was high-fiving everyone, and it was a great moment that was a big jump for her. And I would think that next time she gets to Carowinds, we'll definitely get her on Fury. That's what it's all about, that big smile and loving it. And so we'll get her on Fury next time. So overall, it was a terrific trip. Carowinds, as always, was great. That little bit of rain didn't hamper us from having a great day. A big thank you goes to Tim, the head of Coaster Crew, for our membership and being an incredible host, helping us out with getting us into everything and just including us in that crew, which now we feel like members of officially. And so we really got to know him and talk about the history of Coaster Crew and some of the plans for the future. And it was really great to chat with him. We also received some swag. What did he give to us in that envelope?
A sticker, a lanyard.
Sticker, lanyard, and magnet, exactly. So that was pretty neat to get that. So that was great, and we're going to get our official Coaster Crew shirts here pretty soon. So it's great. We're officially members, and I can definitely see us being members for life now. And we're psyched. What are we 2 weeks away from?
Yeah, I think so.
What are we 2 weeks away from? Yeah, I think so. I don't even know what that means. We're 2 weeks away from yeah, I think so?
Yep. Yeah.
That's lit.
No, what? Halloween Nights.
Halloween Nights! And so we're going to see our Coaster Crew family there as well. So it's great. We're psyched to see them and take our group picture. We were in the group picture at Copperhead Strike for that tour. So we love Coaster Crew and we can't wait to do some more events here in the future. Well, on to our ride of the day for today. And I don't think we've talked about this as a ride of the day. And that is bumper cars. I think is an important staple of any good theme park experience.
Yeah, they get lines because everybody knows what bumper cars are. They're one of the most important things at carnivals and stuff. You always see bumper cars at carnivals.
Oh, absolutely. They're huge. They're important. And Alex, what do you like about bumper cars?
Well, I like the bumping and oh, wow. And
what are you talking about?
There's no bumping in bumper cars.
Dude, wait a second. I'm going to call...
I go so much faster than you guys.
I'm blowing the whistle on you. You do not like bumping in bumper cars. There are two strategies, right, with bumper cars. One is crash into everyone, and the other is drive and avoid everyone. You are an avoider. Okay. You like to travel, which is fine.
But a week ago or this weekend, last weekend or whatever... We went to Darien Lake and we did these mini bumper cars.
Yes!
And when I was in line, these two kids just cut me off and went right in front of me. So I had to wait for a whole nother
cycle.
And
that's cool. I like when parks have that. There are a few parks that we know that have that. The junior bumper cars that Maddie was able to do. Thinking about it.
Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens, very good that they're right next to each other. Busch Gardens has that tiny little pen. It's like the size of our living room for bumper cars. I was also thinking Cedar Point has the junior bumper cars as well as adult. And King's Dominion? I don't know. But yeah, I kind of think that's neat. And it's just such an interactive ride where you can ride with someone in your car and then go after people in your party. And I think it's just a ton of fun to do bumper cars. Now, the weird thing with that in terms of chains is that with bumper cars, there are really different height limits at different parks. Because what is Great Adventures?
56?
I think there are...
You by yourself. Some are 56.
I think Great Adventures might be 56. Yeah.
No, it's 54.
Well, some are 54 and some are 56. It's different in different places.
And some are 48.
And then some are 48. At most, I think Cedar Fair is always 48. Well, the restraints are a little bit interesting on some of them as well. Some of the times putting those straps over your shoulders can be a little weird and you wonder, what is that strap even doing for me? Then there's the parks that have the bar. Do you remember where that is? You remember?
No.
There's the one park that has a bar that goes in front of you. You just close the bar and it has no straps. It's like a lap bar. And so that one is kind of interesting. I forget where that is. But then it's always awkward when people get stuck, especially kids will get stuck together, and then they have no clue and they don't do anything. And the ride attendant always has to yell, do what?
Turn your wheel.
Turn your wheel. It's just that simple. Turn it the other way and you'll get unstuck.
Sometimes you're in the middle of a humongous crowd, like people are surrounding you, so if you turn the wheel, nothing will happen. Because other ones are noobs and like really little kids that barely make it over. I can't do it. What do I do? I'm so stupid. Duh!
Alex losing his mind.
Duh!
And that's where you have to steer around the giant masses sometimes. The different sizes of tracks is also interesting, the different configurations. You have Dorney Park that has a bumper car lot the size of a garage, which is tiny. But then you have Carowinds, which is that giant oval or circle, which is kind of interesting. Now, I think most people agree that some of the best bumper cars are found at Knoebels. You remember those that are kind of old style and heavier? Yeah. And yeah, you can get some serious collisions.
You could have whiplash easily.
Well, and that's why generally most places say no head-on-head collisions. You're supposed to bump from the side or from behind, not head-to-head, because that can be a little bit crazy. But a fun ride, and we'll do it as long as there's no line, because when there's only one attendant, and some places have two, but when there's only one attendant, kind of like a scrambler, you can wait in line for so long as it takes so long to check all the seat belts and all that, so that can get a little frustrating at times. So an excellent ride of the day.
On to our tip of the day.
Hey Alex, since we have you on this episode, can we have you singing live? Tip of the day?
Tip of the day. Tip of the day. It is the tip of the day.
Do. Tip of
the day.
Do.
Tip of the day.
Do.
It is the tip of the day.
And then Andrew, what do you say? Okay. You don't remember what you say at the end of the song in that clip? It is the tip of the day. Yeah. You see? Exactly.
Tip of the day, tip of the day, it's the tip of the day. Tip of the day, tip of the day, it's the tip of the day. Yeah!
Dana provides the tip of the day from our earlier story, that for nervous riders working their way up from smaller to taller to not do these big jumps can be helpful for a nervous rider. So we really didn't do that in our career, starting with El Toro, one of the most intense wooden coasters as our first real coaster, but I think it's an ideal way to work your way up. Now Alex, for you, in your first 20 coasters, you did Millennium Force, so we didn't exactly do that for you as well, as you were 5 years old when you did Millennium Force the first time. But I'd say for the average nervous rider, perhaps, who's younger, work your way up in terms of coasters.
You didn't work my way up.
I didn't.
I meant I went from like one coaster to Millennium Force.
And that first time you did Millennium Force, I just took you through the queue so quickly that you couldn't even get nervous. It was right at the beginning of the day. I always remember that first ride. ERT, we got there early, and we just brought you immediately onto the train so you couldn't even think or question it in any way. So an excellent tip of the day, and Dana, we thank you for that. So thanks so much, everyone, for taking a journey with us today, for being a part of this crazy exclusive, as hopefully Galaxy's Edge is now even that much more exciting for you guys. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Theme Park Fam, and find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, as well as our YouTube channel. If you feel so inclined, you could leave us a review on iTunes, like our friend Davey from Ohio, who stated,
"Thank you for the clever, witty, and insightful reviews of Theme Park from my family point of view. It was awesome to hear your take on the amusement park industry. I look forward to Andrew's news because I know I will get the most honest take on the latest scoop."
You're a pretty honest dude?
Yes, I'm honest.
All right.
We know our stuff.
Are you clever?
No.
I'll have to think about that.
Are you witty?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you insightful?
Probably.
All right, we'll take it. So, Davey, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. Any positive reviews are so wonderful to get, so we really appreciate that a lot. We've got lots more coming soon with new episodes in the next few weeks before Hollywood Nights, so definitely look out for that. Again, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back soon. Star Wars fans,
you know they're devout. They better get their wallets out. Holla. Andrew out. Alex out.